On today's episode of Above the Hook, we're going to be reviewing the Yakima Topwater Rod Rack. Alright guys, what we're going to do today is kind of go over the Yakima Topwater Rod Carrier. I've had this thing for about 6 months now, and I just want to give you guys like a no BS review. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with the pros of this carrier. One of the pros that I've noticed, whenever I go out kayak fishing, I end up going on some pretty rough roads, and I put this thing definitely to the test. When it comes down to the rods being secured in this box, it's very secure. I've never had an issue where these rods have popped out of place. One of the perks that we have here is when they design this, they use really thick rubber bands that really holds the rods down. It's designed to hold 8 rods. And one of my #1 concerns that I had with this is I'm not a lake fisherman. This thing can easily hold 8 lake fishing rods, no problem. But can it hold huge ocean conventional reels? Big spinning reels, and with a little bit of manipulation and a little bit of planning, I've actually successfully been able to fit 8 ocean setups in this carrier. The next pro with this, and I wasn't even sure, I researched it everywhere online before I bought this carrier, is will it fit a Prinsu rack? There's other racks out there on the market, also front runner racks. They use really large load bars. They're not round bars, they're not the wings, they're really large rectangular bars, and I was extremely concerned that it wasn't going to fit on there. And what I found is that this thing fit no problem. And when you look at the mount on this, it's set up to configure to multiple different types of bars: square, rectangular, winged, round. I think it would be tough to find something you couldn't mount this on, but definitely do your research. But just so you guys know out there, with those popular roof racks like Front Runner and Prinsu, it will hold it no problem. Okay, the next pro I like about this box, it's not just designed for fishing rods. I like to use it for my paddles. All you got to do is break them apart, and you can put them right underneath the fishing rods, and you can carry it wherever you need to go. With this carrier, what's really nice is you can show up right to the beach. Everything is set up and ready to go in here. You can just take them out, put them onto your kayak, and you're good to go. They're already rigged up. There's no breaking rods down. You don't have to really worry about all of that. One of the other positive things about this rod carrier is that you can leave your rods inside safely. And whenever we go down to La Jolla or fish out of the area, we're always staying in hotels, and we always found ourselves having to bring the rods with us inside. This way we can safely secure them in with this locking mechanism that it comes with. And this carrier has 3 points where it locks. One on the front, one on the back, one in the middle. So with this carrier, I actually put it to the test. This material is very, very strong actually, because I actually backed it up into my garage and no damage was done. One of the concerns that I had about this, and I've heard a lot of different cargo boxes on top of vehicles making a lot of road noise. I was concerned that I was going to get a lot of road noise. There is some, but not to the extent that I thought it would be. So overall, I'm pleased with the road noise. The next part is it's just sleek and clean looking, so it actually looks good on the vehicle also. All right, let's go ahead and go over some of the cons. And there's not many of them, but some of the ones that I do mention, it kind of is annoying. So hopefully Yakima does work on this. Probably the most frustrating thing is when you shut this box, it doesn't actually close evenly. So when you go to try to lock it, it won't actually lock. So I found a little trick to solve the problem, and how you do this is just like this. You come to the front and you pull the box down, you take the key and you turn it to where it stops, and then you come to the back and then finish turning the key and it locks all the sides. The problem is when the box doesn't line up evenly, the hooking mechanisms are not latching in their proper spots. They actually have to be pressed down. So again, I'm hoping Yakima fixed this problem to where it actually comes down evenly and you can very easily just turn the key with no problems and having to do that little trick. The other con that I found is one day when I was opening this box, this spring actually broke off and it flew out into the road. I had to go out and get it and I had to reinstall it. I think for something that costs as much as it does, which is another con, I think, in my mind, given that it's basically just a box. This spring should have not broken. They should better engineer this where it's more secure and durable. Like I mentioned before, the price is a con for me. It is just a box. There's nothing really too fancy about it. The price on average goes for around $550. I think for $550, this thing should be a little more sturdy, but my overall opinion of this rod carrier is that it's worth owning because of the convenience of being able to store your gear fully rigged, locked in a safe box when you're traveling across country. Ultimately, the price, even though it's expensive, to me, it is worth it because breaking a custom-made rod is even more expensive. So I'd rather just play it safe and get the rod carrier. If you guys are interested, hit up Yakima. I recommend it. It fits on anything. It's sleek, it's quiet. It stores everything appropriately in the right spot in a locked container, and you can travel safely with that. I appreciate you guys watching, and until next time.
Hey guys, this is just Paul Williams Jr., and on behalf of Above the Hook, we would like to thank you for watching our review of the Yakima Topwater Rod Carrier. If you found this review helpful, please smash that like button and subscribe to follow our epic kayak fishing adventures. If you're interested in purchasing your own Yakima Topwater Rod Carrier, and we highly recommend it, just head over to prokayakfishing.com and get hooked up. Like we always say, stick around and get hooked.